Hello and thank you for joining me. Hope you're all well. Today's video is about trying to prevent critical or essential survival kit items from being lost. Stay with me. So as you can see, much of the items that we buy for survival, prepping, bushcraft are usually muted tones. A lot of it comes from army surplus, in which case it's olive greens, camo colours, etc. And that's fine for a lot of the things that we do. But in a survival situation, your critical items, the items that are really essential to, to your survivability, need to be brighter. You imagine losing your ferro rod, into the leaf litter or the long grass. If it's black, green and black, whatever. That goes into the grass or the leaf litter and it's pretty much gone. If, however, you just use a piece of orange paracord as a lanyard, and of course there's a clip on it because it should be clipped to a belt loop or to your belt, so that if it comes out your pocket it's going to dangle and you're not going to lose it. But if you did put that down, that's a lot easier to see than that. And that's really what I'm trying to get at with this video. Yeah, it's the same as a good old Laplander, green and black. So what we can do with that is just add an orange lanyard. Yeah, and again, if you actually compare the two, one of them's going to stand out a lot more than the other one should you actually lose it. A lot of items, they actually make in more than one colour. So for instance, this is a little ferro rod which is in green, but they do exactly the same in like a blaze orange. Yeah, so it just makes, if you do put it down, it makes it a lot easier to find. We all know the importance of a cotton bandana. It can be used as an improvised bandage, a coarse water filter, or for making charcloth. Yeah, so there's an olive green one, does all those jobs. But if we swap that over to an orange one, it does all those jobs, plus it contrasts against the woodland or wherever you are, and it also becomes a signalling device. Yeah, that will stand out like a sore thumb against the woods, against the trees, whereas that won't so much. So providing there isn't a hunter force after you, then really we should be choosing that over that. So what I started to do was I bought some orange paracord. It's got some little silver flecks in it that are meant to reflect. I wasn't too fussed about that. And I actually substituted lanyards that were originally green to orange. My EDC knife, I actually changed the scales. I've done a video on it. And they're now green. They were red and now I've made them green. So I've got rid of the camo fob that was on it. And now that's blaze orange. And there's 4-foot paracord on there. I did match cases in bright orange, but just adding that bit of cordage, just makes it a little bit easier should you misplace an item. And I've even done a spoon, because whilst it's not critical to survival, if I lost my spoon, I've only got two options really, and that's eat or stir my coffee with my finger, or carve a spoon. So it's much easier, which is why we carry a spoon, isn't it? It's much easier to actually carry the utensil, if you like. So just I changed it from a bit of camo paracord on it onto some blaze orange. Just makes, if I put it down, it's much easier to find. And I've even done my EDC torch, which is a Phoenix. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's E12. It doesn't really matter. It's all black, yeah. So what I've done is I've just put a little bit of orange heat shrink tubing on it. Admittedly, it's not particularly bright orange, but again, it's going to contrast against what it's actually on. So that's really the whole purpose of this video, is to get you thinking about what items of your kit you would class as critical, and then perhaps changing their appearance just by adding either a piece of orange paracord or some heat shrink tubing, just making it much brighter if you like. So if you do misplace it, you've got a better chance of finding it, because at the end of the day, if you're doing an overnight or a bushcraft weekend, yeah, if you lose your ferro rod, it's not really the end of the world, is it? But if you're in a real survival situation and it falls out your pocket, or you put it down and then can't find it, if you've got crappy weather, then potentially it's going to make all the difference between having a fire or not, and possibly your survival or not. So that's it really. Just look at your essential items, your critical items, and do something to them to make them much easier to find if you misplace them. Now, before you disappear, I've made a few purchases this week, but this one is sort of along the lines of lost. Yeah, so it's not so much lost kit, but it could be that you're lost. So I bought a new rucksack. The good lady doesn't know yet, she thinks it's one of my old ones. But anyway, this item here, it's from a company called Viper. It was £9.50 on Amazon. It's this little pouch. Yeah, it's Molly, so it attaches to Molly. There are some Velcro fixings on it. But basically what you do is you do that, and there is a nice big orange marker flag on there. So if you were out and about and things went pear-shaped, yeah, you got your whistle, you're going to be blowing that to try and get attention. Yeah, got your light stick out, your glow stick out, buzzsaw, whatever. But you can deploy that, and you can see how well that contrasts against this green rucksack. And because of the way it is, as I said, it's with the Molly attachments, you haven't got to leave it on the rucksack. Yeah, so there's two Molly straps with poppers there, but there's also some Velcro straps on the back. You could Velcro that around the limb of a tree, or around around a branch. You could tie it up, so it hasn't got to be attached to that. You can put it somewhere that's perhaps more prominent and more likely to be seen. Or it could be that you're out practicing your bug out skills and you'll go into RV with some members of your group who may not exactly know where you are, and you can deploy that and it will give them, yeah, you imagine they're walking down a pathway, working their way through the woods, and they come across that. You're going to be eyes on somewhere else also watching that. You'll actually see them get there, and you can then move forward and say hello. So £9.50. It's quite a thick canvas. It is pretty well made for the money. I think it's well worth it. So that's it really. The rucksack isn't for this video. It will be for another one at another time. As I was saying, I've also bought a few other bits of a new head torch from Nightcore, and even a new pen, yeah, a metal pen that's sort of a tactical pen, but it's not a tactical pen, because in the UK you could come unstuck if you have some of these more, let's say, aggressive tactical pens. But as I say, that's all for another video. If you found the content useful, then give us a thumbs up. I'd love to read your comments if there's anything that you think you should do or shouldn't do to aid finding your equipment. Yeah, then please do share it. And of course, I would love, if you're not already subscribed, that you hit that subscribe button and notification bell, and then you'll be made aware of any future content. Thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.